Hi, second grade. Welcome back. I hope that you all enjoyed playing Collect 50 Cents. We're going to look at some strategies for playing the game Collect 50 Cents, and we're going to look at trading out coins, so coins that are equivalent to one another. So I'm going to drag over some pennies, and I want you to help me count these as I drag them over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So there's my 22 pennies. Now I have a bit of a mess, and we talked about counting a couple of weeks ago. Wonder if there's a way that I could arrange these pennies that might make them easier for me to add up quickly. And I prefer to arrange things in groups of 5s or 10s because I think that counting, or even 2s, counting by 2s, 5s, and 10s for me is easier than having to count by 1s. So I'm going to arrange my pennies like this. And while I'm arranging these pennies, I want you to think about how you would now count these since they're all nice and neat and organized here. Now, I've put these in nice, neat rows, and if you notice, except for the last row, they all have the same number in each row. So how many pennies are in this top row? Absolutely, 5. How many are in the second row? Good, also 5. How many are here? Good, 5. How many are here? 5, and then this is my row with only 2. So instead of counting by 1s, can you think of a number that I could count by that might make these pennies a little bit easier to add? Absolutely, count by 5s. Count with me. Ready? 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22. So I still got 22 cents when I arranged these pennies differently, or when I just drug them out into my pile. So imagine that this was my Collect 50 Cents game, and instead of taking any of the silver coins down here, I just took all pennies. And I'm sure some of you did that, and that is perfectly fine. So I have 22 pennies. But when my friend Lee was playing, she was trading pennies for nickels, I noticed, which I thought was really interesting. So how many pennies would Lee need to trade for 1 nickel? Absolutely, she would need to trade 5 pennies. So this row of 5 pennies is the same as Lee's 1 nickel. How many nickels would she get for the second row? How many pennies are there? 5? Would she get 5 nickels? No, she would get 1 nickel because 1 nickel is worth 5 cents. And then Lee got another nickel for this third row here, 5 cents. And then Lee took 2 pennies. So let's count Lee's money. But I want you to think about first, who has more money? Who has more money? Do I have more money, or does Lee have more money? So just looking at the number of coins, it looks like I have a lot more money than Lee does. I have these 22 pennies, and Lee has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coins. So it looks like I have a lot more than Lee does. But I think that let's count Lee's money and see how much Lee actually has. There's 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22. Lee and I have the same amount of money. How can that be? I have all these pennies, and we counted Lee's coins. She only has 6. So how can it be that Lee and I have the same amount of coins? Yes, they're the same. 5 pennies is the same as Lee's 1 nickel. These 5 pennies are the same as Lee's second nickel. These 5 pennies are equal to the third nickel. And these 5 pennies are equal to Lee's last nickel. And then we both have our 2 extra pennies. Absolutely. So if we roll 5 cents, you could take 5 pennies. Or you could also take a nickel instead of the 5 pennies. So I want us to switch gears for just a second and come back here to our coin equivalency chart. So 1 penny is worth 1 cent. How many pennies is that 1 cent penny worth? Absolutely. 1. 1 penny. How many pennies is my 1 nickel worth, did we just learn? Absolutely, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is absolutely correct. Now, let's come back to our chart. And I wonder, are there any trades that Lee could have made over here instead of using nickels? Good. I hear some of you saying that she could trade some of those nickels for dimes, or even some of you I heard say she could trade those nickels for quarters. Maybe. Maybe. How many nickels would it take to make a dime? 2, absolutely, or 1. Nickels, 2 for 1 dime. So these 2 nickels right here are the same as this dime. My 2 rows of pennies are the same as this dime. So does Lee have any more money she could change for a dime? Absolutely. She has these 2 nickels down here. How many dimes would she pick up if she gave her 2 nickels? Good. 1 dime. And she still has her 2 pennies here. Let's count how much money Lee has now. 10, 20, 21, 22. She still has the same amount of money. The amount of money has not changed, just the coins in her hand have changed. So let's come over to our coin equivalency. How many pennies is my dime worth? Good, absolutely, 10 pennies. Now let's go back, because I heard some of you yelling out that she could change for a quarter. Let's see if she can change for a quarter. How much is this quarter down here worth? Absolutely, 25 cents. Let's count Lee's money. 10, 20, 21, 22. She only has 22 cents. Does she have enough to get a quarter? She does not. Good. Now I'm going to ask you, how much more money does she need to have a quarter? She has 22 cents and a quarter's worth 25. How much more money does she need? That's right. She needs 3 cents. 22, 23, 24, 25. Very good. So let's come back over here. So we have our last coin, which is a quarter, worth 25 cents. How many pennies is a quarter worth? Good, 25 pennies. There's 10, 20, 5, 25 pennies. So a penny, 1 cent, it's worth 1 penny. A nickel, 5 cents, worth 5 pennies. A dime, 10 cents, worth 10 pennies. And a quarter, 25 cents, worth 25 pennies. And we just saw that 22 pennies is the same as our 4 nickels and 2 pennies. And it's also the same as 2 dimes and 2 pennies. You all are doing a very nice job working on your money skills.